Hello, we're back.
Hello, how is everybody?
We've been laughing.
Yes. It's okay, so
Observe, assess, and react to steers, that's cows and cattle, with diapers. It's funny. Can you envision that? And why would they wear diapers?
but would it be Pampers or Huggies or which one?
Cloth.
I'm not washing. Who's gonna wash a cow's diaper?
Who's going to run after them to catch them? That's my question.
And when you stick them with the pin, is it gonna hurt? I mean, what size diaper are you gonna need, people?
And why are we doing this?
Methane, people, right?
Yes. None of you out there burps, right? We just swallow everything. We don't burp.
And we don't
No, we
have
don't
methane
toot.
coming out anything. No,
Nothing.
we have nothing.
No. So we got to get rid of cattle, and we can't get rid of cattle because we like beef, and I do love my milk. I love my milk, and maybe they're just making all this methane, so we've got to contain it.
You reckon that's why it's so sparse out there in the West where they raise the cattle, because the cows have killed the people off? I mean, I'm just thinking how ridiculous this people. I mean, for me, see, she and I come at it from a different point of view. She comes over from the scientific and the thoughtful point. Mine is you're stupid.
I go with it too.
I know, but you get there with a good point. Mine is like, that's nuts. Who is going to put a diaper on a cow? I'm sorry.
We're in an area that we have a lot of steers, fields and fields.
Yeah, can't imagine a diaper one on any of them. How are you going to know that they need to be changed? Oh my gosh!
Rings about ding 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 ding. Hey, it's because it's filled up and it's hanging in the back.
Yeah, but cows. How many times are you going to have to change a cow? I mean, I know that they used to say when my son was little that the Pampers, at that time, I guess Pampers was most popular. But anyway, they packed them in 66s, in the newborns, because you were going to use about 11 a day, and that would carry you about 6 days.
Now, here's a whole complete study. Maybe we could get grant money for it. I mean, they get grants for shrimp running on a treadmill. Maybe we could get grant monies to sit out in the field and see how many times a cow poops. It's just a thought. I mean, at least that's
if they donate to this organization, we'd be happy to write the grant.
We won't be happy. Just give us some money. We'll go sit in a field and watch them. Hey, we'll park our car. Well, just down the road. Or we could buy one cow, put it in our backyard, and we could just keep track of it, put a camera on it, and find out how many times that cow produces manure. Whole set up a study. You set up your steps and how you want to do it. It's just as good as a shrimp running on a treadmill. Why are you worrying about? They don't have feet. They have swimmerettes.
Who thought of this, people? Who thought of this?
Somebody who's greedy, and they sold someone a bill of goods.
Yes, we need to see. Maybe that's why shrimp aren't fat. They were. What is the purpose of a shrimp on a treadmill?
I have no idea. I mean, there's a lot of those silly little grants out.
I remember the one about the rats out there. They had to build the highway around rats or something in California for. Anyway, I'm sorry. No.
Meanwhile, back to cows producing methane. Do you know one volcano that will produce enough gases that it's going to just wipe out a whole bunch of stuff? So I don't know why we're worrying about a few cows.
I guess because we don't have volcanoes in Virginia.
Well, we don't now. But the youngest volcano on the East Coast is in Virginia. There's a few.
Where's it at?
Nob Hill. But it's just a little mound now. It's,
Oh, it's just a little puff of smoke.
Yes, it's not even, it's just a little mound. But it's the youngest one. It doesn't.
So don't make a volcano. Don't make a volcano out of
it. Oh, I love it. And it does. Very good. Nicely played. I love that. Yes. But
Okay.
Tonga was the last one. Tonga was last year in March. And that baby probably is a cause for our warmer winter. Although I don't mind. I don't miss the snow at all.
No, and like I said, New York, I saw the other day still in Central Park. It was like 300 and some days without any measurable snow. And it was
That's
just,
in that part of New York.
yeah, in that part of New York, Central Park in New York City.
Upstate, they've had it.
Oh, yeah, upstate's had it, but
they were usually snowed in. But New York.
it was interesting because I think it was falling actually into a world, like a record, one of the records for not having so many snow days.
Well, some of that, I think if you looked into it, probably could easily have been some of the volcanic material given off by Tonga. That was a massive volcano last March in Tonga.
I don't even know where Tonga is.
Southeast Asia.
Is it next to the spoons in the drawer? I got the Tongas. The Tongas are next to the spoons.
The Tongas. It's like in Malaysia.
Okay.
South Pacific.
Okay.
Yeah. And they heard that sound in Alaska. Think about that. That's pretty loud. It's like, do you hear noises?
That's like when we had the earthquake here. I mean, it was in Mineral Springs. Were you here then?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It was like, what are we doing? We're shaking. We don't shake here.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've lived in California when they've had them, and I've lived in Hawaii when they've had like earthquakes. But yeah, in Virginia, you're just not used to having an earthquake.
There was one. There was one. There was one near Mineral.
Mm-hmm, Mineral. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that had it.
Yeah.
And we have different. I'm going to be doing a program in March again for this. A class on geography. I don't really know. First
you
day
sure
of my
you're going to be doing it?
Must be the ass, yes. on geology.
Oh, okay. Where are you doing that
at? Southern Virginia Master Naturals. They need programs done.
So you have to go somewhere to do this, or are you doing it online? Okay.
Yeah. So, of course, I did New York, but Virginia. The interesting thing is that they're very similar, the two. The only thing we don't have here is Yankees. Yeah. Well, you got me. I'm Yankee.
You're Italian. You're a transplant.
It's like this, yes. But they didn't get the ice age, the ice caps, the glaciers that came down. Excuse me. We're laughing so much, my nose is running. Anyway, so that's the difference between New York, but there's similar things. So it's interesting because there are fault lines, and not like the same type of fault lines that you have on the West Coast. That's the San Andreas Fault. Mm-hmm. From the air, you can see that fault. West Coast. But thinking like cracking an egg in half rather than just doing a crack, and it's not really broken all the way through. So we have those similar type faults.
So we have debate. Well, not debate. Sometimes she throws out this stuff to me, and then I have to go research it or go dig a little deeper and stuff like that. So some things,
I'm sorry.
It's the teacher in her and this science teacher in her and stuff. And
I'm just full of stuff. I'm going to put a diaper on my head. Might be some methane or manure coming out of the ears. Who knows?
See, it does come out mine when I hear dumb things like this. It's like, what? You are wasting my taxpayer money even looking at this. Can you imagine the farmers? Who's going to invest in diapers for their cows? Who?
It's a whole new industry.
You potty train your kids so you can get out of diapers. Are they going to start potty training the cows? I mean, what are you going to...
Cloth?
Cows have been around, people. I'm sorry.
That's, yeah.
But see, this is a whole nother topic because, all this stuff that they're doing for this supposedly, I'm sorry, I just don't go
It's like windmills, offshore windmills. I didn't realize this until somebody told me the other day that those offshore windmills in the Northeast are killing the whales. Now think about this. You got a windmill and it's vibrating. And where's that noise going? Into the water. And they've noticed, they won't say windmills. What do they say? Alternative sources of energy are killing the whales. Now, how many of those things are in the ocean that are alternative sources of energy?
So it's shaking them to death?
The vibration of the big windmills. It's the sounds, and they probably get disoriented. I have to do more research on that.
This is me one I'd have to research too, because
Yeah.
I'm sitting here looking at you like,
Are you crazy? Did you ever watch Star
Seriously?
Trek?
Oh, yeah.
Remember the one where they had to go back and get the whale?
yeah, I do.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, because the whales use like a sonar, an echo system. So and the person who told me, I pretty much, she knows what she's probably talking about. But if you think about that,
I
windmills,
have to really think about it.
I could imagine that the vibrations could cause be surprised what some of those vibrations can cause. And windmills don't last. Mechanically, they are not efficient.
Well, and they only work places you have constant wind. I mean, we don't have wind every day in Virginia.
Put them in the fields with cows. Supposedly, there's a lot of wind there.
And then when it hits the fan.
Oh, well played. Well played. Yes. They really don't know how crazy we can be. That was very well played. Yes.
All I could see was a windmill, the cow, and it hit the fan. There you go. Then you got you've already
And you've just
manured your
spread it
field.
around. You just
See, we have this is it. This is it for the farmer. This is the most wonderful part. We have solved their whole problems.
we
Now
left
they-
that right off the table. You just shook it. See the vibration? Just shook it right off the table.
Oh my
I caught
goodness.
it. That's funny.
That is too funny.
I'll
That is
just-
too funny.
Hello, here I am. Speak up now.
Okay, well, I guess we have
We have just about.
we have talked about this one, and yeah, we're going to do some more research for you. But we thought we'd have to come in and tell you about the new thing about putting diapers on cows. I
Yes.
can't wait till the chickens get them. Well, at least you'd be able to catch the egg in it.
A little net. You have to have a little cup at the end to survive. You know, like those little nets on pool tables at the little baskets.
Maybe just have a little slip for that and it'll fall right on out. I don't know. All right, guys, we've had a lot of
Yes,
fun.
it's been a fun one. And
All right. Well, I don't know what to say, but hold it in.
yeah.
And we'll talk at you soon. Bye-bye.